Good morning. As I listen to modern day prophets, read what they've written, I find there is an agreement amongst most of them that the invasion of Israel will precede the great taking up, the great rapture of the church. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether they're right. Because the rapture and this invasion of Israel are on our near horizon. And we honestly don't know which will come first. It may be that Jesus will snatch us away before the invasion of Israel. Or it may be that he will wait until after these great events, so once again he can warn the church that it is getting close and people can be prepared for it. But the one thing that is certain is that these two events will be taking place soon. And these two events will, in fact, be almost trumpet calls to the world that the last 7 years are about to start. God is going to restart his time clock and bring all of history to a climax during these last 7 years. If we look back into the New Testament, to the letters that Paul wrote, especially the second letter he wrote to the Thessalonians and chapter 2, you will see there a certain question being asked by the Christians in that particular city. They were being persecuted and they were losing their lives. And they wrote to Paul and they said to him, surely you told us that before this great monster, this Nero monster could come into being, we would be snatched away. And Paul writes to them and says, yes, you are going to go in persecution and you are undergoing suffering, but this is not the seed of Satan that I told you about. He is coming at the end of time. Don't worry, before he comes, you will be taken out of it. Because Paul himself didn't know when that was going to take place. And even he didn't know that it would be almost 2,000 years before these events took place. But what is certain is that it is coming, and we are now on the very verge of it, and it is coming soon. When these last 7 years start, this seed of Satan, this great political figure, this person who is sometimes known as the man of lawlessness, but also known as the Antichrist, will suddenly appear. He will not look like an evil person. He will look as if he's bringing order back into the world. He will look as if he's giving peace back into the world. But in order to establish this peace, and in order to establish this unity, there are certain things that he will have to do. He will have to be sure where his people are. He will have to know what they're doing. You know, we carry around our iPhones with us all the time. What we don't realize is that when they're on, people can find out where we are by the very signal that they're giving off. We carry around our credit cards with us at the present time. What we must realize is that people with their technology can find out where we're spending money and where we're active and where we're doing things without us even knowing that they're keeping track of us. The Antichrist will want to keep track of his people as well. If you go down motorways, you'll see that there's cameras watching you and photographing your cars so they know where you are and what you're doing. The Antichrist is coming, but he will only come after this great invasion of Israel is destroyed and after the people are literally snatched out to the world. We don't know when it will happen, but it will happen. One small thing about this Antichrist, although he appears as a political figure, there are in fact two figures. He will want to bring order to the world and control the world on behalf of the enemy. But there is also a religious figure who stands alongside him. And he will want to bring world religion to one religion, all the religions submitting to one. Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, all united into one. And you know, just as we see that the situation is being created at the moment where people can find out where we are, so I hear even from the top of the church leadership, let us not evangelize the other religions. Let us recognize them as our brothers and sisters. Let us see that we are truly just one body. You see, it sounds very attractive, but it is not of God, it's of the enemy. Amen.